come to order the Hadley Historical Commission meeting for Monday, November 17th at 7 p.m. It's a hybrid meeting with a Zoom component as well. Motion to approve the minutes? Sorry, attendance. See, this is why you're so good. Board members in attendance? Courtney?
Do I just say Courtney Meyer?
Yeah.
Courtney Meyer, co-chair.
Dragon, co-chair.
Mary Barney, clerk.
Great.
Sharon Parsons, just here.
Great, and we have two guests here tonight that are here in attendance as well.
Sherry Nicholas.
Awesome. And then who are you? Friend?
Al
It's
Weinberg,
your time.
Historical Society.
Great. Awesome. So thank you. And we don't have anybody on Zoom, I believe.
It doesn't appear to be.
No, Brianna's going to try to
Yeah.
hop on later, but.
Just like to check. So now that we have done attendance for Robert's Rules of Orders, motion to approve the minutes from October 20th, 2025.
So moved.
So Sherry one, Courtney second. Roll call vote, technically to be per process.
Yes.
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 Sherry, yes?
Yes.
Mary, yes? Dragon, yes. Okay. 4. All right. Agenda item 2 would be Alan for a general update from the Hadley Historical Society. It's been sounding like you've had some really exciting stuff going on.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Are you ready, or should we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I on the agenda first?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good, get it over with. Okay, so again, I'm with the Hadley Historical Society. So I just want to give you a quick update on what is happening now, some things we're looking ahead to do in the coming year, hopefully, and some things that I'd like to just suggest ways we could maybe cooperate, the two organizations. And probably most of you know this already, we had applied for CPA money and received approval for that. Three projects. One is restoring an old document, an old copy of the Declaration of Independence, 1820. So that's already been arranged for, that's going to happen, and they promised us to get it back to us before July 76, 2026, which obviously is the 250th anniversary of the signing. The other thing is the display storage cabinet for the Goff Bible, the 1599 Goff Bible. So we're going to proceed ahead with that, and the most exciting thing for me is the ability to fund an archivist, part-time archivist, to help manage and update and organize our inventory of documents, archives, artifacts. Well, we've already we've already gotten interns from UMass and Mount Holyoke and Hampshire College. We've got 4 of them so far. We had 3 last spring, but now we have a different set. They're just starting. And hopefully they'll be able to continue with the archivist when we hire the archivist. That's going to be a little more complicated, but hopefully by the first of the year we'll be rolling on that one. Looking ahead to next year for programming, we usually try to have 3 to 4 programs. We haven't been able to do that since COVID. I think the most we've had was 3. We only had 2 this past year, but this year coming up, we're going to definitely do 2 for sure. I'd like to do another couple, but we'll do another one on the Revolution for July 4th. That'll center around the Declaration of Independence and maybe the Constitutional Convention, maybe get into Shays' Rebellion, and whatever was going on with the town 250 years ago. So we'll do that probably in July. And then we're going to do a program on tobacco farming that Jack Sapkowski has offered to do. He'll present it, and we'll fold in some of the stuff that we have about tobacco farming. So those are the 2 programs for sure. The other things we're thinking about doing, depending on our bandwidth and resources and availability and everything else, is maybe a ghost tour of the Hadley Cemetery. With costumes.
Wow. It was just in my mind.
Yeah, I know other towns have done that.
Right.
Sunderland has done it a couple times. It's fantastic. Long Meadow has done it. Deerfield has done it. And you get you have 5 or 6 or how, 8, people dress up as the persons who are,
Like period
Buried.
actors, is
Like
that
who?
what they call them? Like period actors?
yeah,
Like as
yeah,
the
yeah, well, it's
personalities?
usually
Yeah.
it's amateurs.
Yeah, but, cool.
And, so I think, it'd be interesting, have it in the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, October is when they usually do it, right around like Halloween time. So I'd love to put that together. That's gonna take a lot of effort. That'll be like putting together a show. And I'm not doing it myself, so that's one area maybe we could collaborate with down the road. And Sherry, you have a costume, or I know you have a costume.
Well, I also have something else that might interest you.
Okay, great, so,
When I taught American history, I took the 8th graders over to the cemetery. They had to pick a stone, and they had to research the
Oh,
person
cool.
who was buried
I
at
love
that
that.
stone, and I still have their papers.
oh, wonderful.
it may or may not have
Anybody
been
we
why
know?
I picked my gold award to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, maybe we could coordinate that with the high school or something. Maybe even the high school kids
Well,
want to do some of that.
I was going to do it with the 350th, the Hadley 350th.
Yeah,
And then my husband got cancer during that time period. He had enough to do with the parade, because he was
Yeah.
chair of the parade, so.
well,
it
the
was-
cemetery's not going anywhere.
That's
so-
exactly it, nor are the bodies.
And has a new fence. Has a new fence.
It's beautiful,
Beautiful.
it looks so
Doesn't it look great?
I went there today. It looks really wonderful.
Yeah, I was so excited. It turned out so nicely. And so that'll be there when we do something like that. So if we do it, I'm going to need help. So, I mean, any of you people are. Yeah, like works at Old Deerfield, she wants to do it. But, yeah. So, and so it goes in the year. So maybe we can put something together. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. The other thing is, we've always been wanting to expand our collection of and information about immigration. Obviously Polish immigration, there's Irish, others. And we have a bunch of stuff, but we don't have as much as we could have. I was just meeting with a woman from Connecticut who was related to the Phils, Stanley Phil, and her aunts who, immigrated in 1910 here, and they was. I was able to find a picture of this aunt in Stanley Phil's father's wedding picture, which we have, which the Phils gave us just a year ago. So I said, oh my God, and the stories of what these people went through when they got here. And it's true of any immigration story, but
Forbes has a lot of documents
yeah.
over there, because I did some research on
Yeah.
the immigration.
But it would be nice to have, I mean, we've never had I don't think the Historical Society that I can remember has ever had a program on Polish immigration or just immigration in general, and asking people, do you have stuff about your families who came over? Give us copies and stuff so we can have it as part of our document, because we've got plenty of stuff on the 18th century people.
Irene's on it. Irene's on the Zoom. Hi, Irene.
So anyway, that's another thing that we might do. If we can't do it this coming year, we'll do it as soon as we can.
Yeah, well, and so I know what just happened, or what was held at Mostly Redeemer was their annual Pierogi Fest. So I'm wondering if that maybe could be kind of aligned-ish around that.
Yeah.
time. Just a thought, I don't
You
know.
mean the thing they just had at the
Yeah.
church?
Yeah,
Yeah, which was packed.
right.
We got there at 9:30 and they were out of the cabbage
that's-
Coronas. What the heck?
What a great problem to have.
And I said,
Yeah, I know it. So, yeah, that's right.
You gotta volunteer to help me come by them
Yeah.
that day. Then you don't have to get there so early.
Anyway, so that's another thing that, it's kind of just an idea. It's not a project yet, but just want to throw that out. The other thing is, and this kind of goes along with the inventorying, which is part of what we're going to try to do is start digitizing some of our stuff, particularly the photographs, okay? Because those things people like to look at, and we can put them online. They really, have a big impact. So we're doing that, and it occurs to me that there's other things that we should think about digitizing that not just the Historical Society. But there's, and I worked with Patrick last year on digitizing some of the stuff in the local history room and stuff from the town vault, and we got Jessica, the town clerk, agreed to let us send to Boston Public Library for digitization. That worked out really great, even though it took months and months and months. But that's something that maybe we should think about doing in an organized way, going through, inventorying what's in the town vault. I don't know if you people have records that are, you know, want to organize them in some way. We could maybe fold that into the project that we're doing for the Historical Society. The other things that could be digitized, and I just started to talk to them about this, is the Edward Hopkins collection that's in Goodwin. On Hopkins stuff, they have a fantastic collection of stuff, but it's not inventoried, it's not digitized. I floated the idea with them and they think about whether, you know, they want to do something like that.
On Thursday.
And the other thing is, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, is the veterans.
Yeah,
There's no one list of all the veterans and where they're buried in this town, okay? There's a lot of information. It's all kind of scattered. Legion has some, there's some in Goodwin. We have some, I don't know, the cemetery division's got some stuff, but that needs to be, and we can get a grant for that, okay? There are grants for that.
Yeah.
Although I think we missed this year's deadline. But we need to put together a team of people who are gonna work on it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's database stuff and entering.
and from what I've heard, I believe there's interest with the Farm Museum as well to like revitalize digitizing some of their stuff.
Who's that?
The Farm Museum?
Oh, yeah, exactly, the Farm Museum, yes.
Is another great
Yeah,
historical
they
thing
did
that-
do an inventory,
Correct.
but it's on paper,
Right, so,
just like ours.
so bringing it to the new, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There should be a town-wide database of this stuff, I think, okay? I mean, it's not something you're gonna do in 2 months or even a year, but if we get organized and everybody buys in, and then we can figure out how to go about doing it, getting, you know, interns can do that, high school students can help, but you have to have a plan, and you have to have someone to supervise it, and you have to have, you know, the money for the equipment that you may need. So again, just planting the seed for this, to think about as something you might want to,
Yeah.
you know, help with. And,
I
let's
used to
see
say
what
our
else
stuff
there
is
is.
just all in boxes somewhere in
Yeah.
town hall,
Which was the
In the basement.
in the basement.
Oh,
Yeah.
the last thing I just wanted to mention was, and we talked about this before, the Asparagus Festival that got canceled last year, but I presume they'll be back. We want a table, okay,
Yeah.
to share with you guys and Farm Museum or wherever else, and it should be free,
Yeah.
okay? Because the town is letting them use that. And I know somebody's working on, right?
I don't know that it went anywhere, but we suggested.
Yeah. But I think that we should, as a group or as a, you know, the groups, the Farm Museum, the Historical Society, the Historical Commission, should request the town to ask the Asparagus Festival organizers to allow us to have a table that we can present information about what's going on with us, and that we don't have to pay the $500 or whatever it is that they want for that, since we're town organization,
Alan?
so.
Does anybody know, hi everybody, I'm so sorry I couldn't be there.
Any PM?
Great.
So
Yeah,
I can
any PM,
just, I
right.
can just contact them directly and see.
Awesome.
Although I would like to contribute to their well-being, but
Right.
There's always the Divine.
I do that
Support
personally.
Yard, which is free and located. They've offered it to us, and we're like, no, we'll pay the Edward Hopkins.
so that's all I got.
It's fantastic.
It's great. Thank you.
On a side note, the Gazette, many years ago, and I have it, did an article on my husband's great-grandfather, who bought the Shilaskis, which we now call the Swazlaskis, but they were known as Shilaskis when they came here, and Kakaskis,
Yeah.
to this valley. He went down to New York City
Wow.
and picked them up off the boat and brought them up here, and got arrested.
Oh,
Well, that guy who did the talk here talked about them going down to New York.
yeah, I mean, those stories should be preserved and documented and part of the record, not just word of mouth.
There was an article about it in the
Oh,
Gazette,
okay, yeah.
and I saved it, so I have it somewhere.
Yeah, we love to have stuff like that. Doesn't have to be original you know, the original papers or anything like that, but because it's not just archives and, you know, original artifacts and stuff like that, it's the stories that are important, and those,
My husband's family doesn't
Yeah.
want people to know.
That's what was done.
That's very cool. Alan, thank you so much for sharing.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
I know we're really looking forward to collaborating.
okay.
Sign me up for the ghost stuff.
I,
Ditto.
I was
Which one
thinking
wants to be
like a
Mary
West
Webster?
Street one, but.
Who wants to be the Witch of Hadley?
My daughter. She'll do it.
Any teenage girl can pull off a witch. God knows.
I'm gonna stick around because I want to hear some other stuff, if that's okay with you.
Of course, yeah. And P.S., the Asparagus Festival is planned for the first weekend in June, as usual.
do they have a rain date posted for this?
They don't yet.
Okay. I know that would be ideal. But,
Yep.
okay, cool. Yeah. Item 3 is our next guest
Thank
is
you very much, yeah.
Sarah Nichols Book. Very exciting to have you here.
And thank you very, very much for inviting me. And Sherry, thank you for helping me to get on the agenda. So I'll tell you a little bit about my book. It's been in development for 4 years. I've been writing it for 4 years, and I'll explain why it took me so long. Yeah. But it's called Divided by the Great River. It's a story of 17th century politics, faith, and a New England's town incorporation at Hatfield, Mass. And it's a story about the families who lived along the Connecticut River at Hatfield and Hadley, mostly between the years of 1658 and 1670. My story stops when Hatfield became incorporated. But I do follow the families from Hartford, Windsor, and Wethersfield up. And that's a really interesting part of their history. But it's a story really about their faith, their politics, their personalities, and in particular, the first government of Massachusetts to create a new town in the Commonwealth. So it has a lot of political aspects to this story. So I tell this story through a series of 17th century legal petitions, court cases, meeting minutes, and letters written by the families that provide an account of the effort and emotions that were part of building a new church, a new town, a community, and the process by which they separated in 1670. Now, the Massachusetts legal system between 1630 and 1686 was our first government in Massachusetts. And this government gave new rights, due process to individuals that didn't exist anywhere before. Not even the Magna Carta gave these kind of rights to individual people. And these laws and statutes are incorporated in my story to tell how the Hadley and Hatfield Puritans were really part of this political process that developed an organic, innovative system of laws. It's pretty amazing to actually see what they did, but it was stopped in 1686 because Charles II insisted that they stop doing their own system of government over here. But it was a body politic and a civil constitution for all to engage in. So the story is a story of community, brotherhood, and sacred covenants, families, as you know, that still exist across the Connecticut River with the same last name and same genealogy connections. But the story explains that the division between the two towns was not contentious. It was really based on their congregational creed that the Sabbath had to be honored. And of course, as you know,
Coming across the river was a real drag.
Yeah, my story, I have original documents that I don't think have been really talked about before. And I have 23 17th century images in the book, actual images, and 11 petitions, 8 of which I transcribed myself. And to Alan's point, yes, I almost had to, I got a few new pair of glasses through the process. But I got pretty good. And these are petitions written by the Hadley and Hatfield families. And I'm very happy to say that 5 of these documents were written by the Reverend John Russell Jr. And so I think this is great because we really don't have sermons from him, but you can really see his theological leanings in these 5 documents that he wrote. The documents by Reverend Russell are really fascinating because they really display his honesty, his fearlessness, his integrity, and his dedication to the congregation, and especially to the community. There was a struggle for 3 years between the two sides of the river with these petitions, but it was really based on that the families didn't want to separate, but the river crossings were becoming really pretty lethal at times. Now, what's really interesting, I have a petition that was written in 1669 that actually gives detailed accounts of weather for 9 weeks. It's pretty amazing because it gives very detailed account of the weather, the river crossings, the river conditions. So that was pretty exciting. So I have spent 4 years writing this book. It's going to be published early next spring. But during this time, I've learned who these people were, learned about their faith, their passions. And what I've found in these last 4 years is the myths about the Puritans are legend, and I hope my book dispels some of them because they were logical, direct, honest. They were people in love with liberty. To them, life was treasured. Hardships were just part of the daily part of life. And I hope others will enjoy reading about the early Puritans of our 2 towns, your town, my town, as much as I have really enjoyed getting to know them these past 4 years.
It's fantastic. Amazing. Congratulations.
I know, what a huge project to finish.
Yeah.
It's
I'm sorry?
No, a huge project to finish.
I didn't expect
It's like
it was
a
going to take...
PhD.
Right. Actually, my PhD didn't take me this long. It didn't.
So
And
when's it coming out, the book?
early next spring.
Next
It's-
spring?
Yes.
Very
Early next
excited
spring.
for
So it's a typeset book now. It's going through indexing, has to go through another proofread, and then it will be published. Yes.
When you did this research in the archives and saw these documents, did you get copies of them?
Yeah, I mean, yes,
Are they-
of course. Yes, and they're all in the book.
They're in the book?
They're in the book. 17th century documents. Again, I have 23 of these documents in the book, And they're all,
Did you transcribe them?
they're all transcribed.
No wonder it took you 4 years.
What?
No
Yeah.
wonder it took you 4 years.
Exactly. That was, yeah. First of all, you're right. It took me like a year to learn how to transcribe them,
Yeah.
to read the writings. However, some of the writings are fantastic. Peter Tilton, I love his handwriting. It was very, very easy. John Russell, it was interesting. He was a very prolific writer, and there's one petition that's 4 pages long with him, but it's all transcribed, it's all in the book. And when he first started out writing, he was easy to transcribe, but then he got very difficult because he was always trying to put more into the document that the pages just didn't fit with what he wanted to say. So it became a little difficult at the end to transcribe, but it's all there. And I've been working with the archives in Boston for 4 years. I was out there November 6th, and I showed them the book, and they are pretty excited because they said some of these petitions have never been transcribed before.
Awesome, that's really cool.
Yeah, so it's a really good story. It's
And where will people be able to get your book?
Amazon.
Okay.
I just talked to my editor today. It's going to be on every
Okay.
avenue there is. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, you may want to think about, if you haven't already, is about giving a book tour reading.
Signing.
We've done that.
For sure.
Yeah, we've done that. I think, I can think of 2 or 3 people in the last several years who've written books about, that are relevant to Hadley, and they come and give a talk. And
Yeah, I would
show
love to do
slides.
that, and
I'd
I
love
would
to
bring
have
some of the
that.
books with me to sell
Yeah.
if you want that. Or again, it'll be on, my editor said, any distribution site that's typically selling books today.
Can I ask you about the picture, or the painting?
Okay, the painting is a
That's a good
representation. Okay, it's not really Hatfield. But if you take a look at the river conditions, one of the petitions described things very, very close to that.
Who did that?
My editor is White River Press. They're a local press, and what's it called, typesetter, is also, does the book covers.
Okay, so somebody actually created this.
Oh, yeah.
And they were trying to make it look like what Hatfield and what the river might have looked like.
I would say from the one petition that you'll read, the river probably did look like this. Yes,
Right.
it was, yeah.
But can you imagine trying to cross that to come to church?
In a small canoe with
Right,
kids
yeah.
screaming.
Right.
To fight off the wolves, too.
Yeah,
Just incredible what
yeah.
they all endure.
Yeah.
It's really
Thank you so
remarkable.
much for doing
Yeah,
that.
no,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me to the meeting. And I look forward to getting the book out. I think you'll enjoy reading about your ancestors. They're really interesting people, great people, very dedicated to their faith, very dedicated to their community. And it's a story that I think is going to be good for both towns because it shows that it was a division because of their congregational creed. They had to basically attend the Sabbath. And getting across the river like this was not always the best condition. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm nerding out at the moment, actually. Fantastic. Anything else for item 3, Courtney, or? No? All right. Number 4 is
Contacts.
old business. CPA projects, the driving tour.
So Brianna was going to try to hop on, but her meeting was running late. She did send me an MP3,
Oh, great.
which I haven't listened to yet. So y'all want to listen to it and give her feedback?
Sure. And then like a soundbite? That sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. See you tomorrow.
Yep. All right, I'm going to play this and see.
Read the audio. It starts with a single step towards something bigger, the desire to connect, to grow, to thrive. Welcome to a place where every neighborhood can find a rhythm, the best and the people. Because whatever you're striving for, it starts on the inside. Inside you. Inside the Y.
Obviously, it's not specific. It's a sample for us.
But it's the inflection and the
Exactly.
tone and the
Exactly.
cadence and all that stuff. I think that sounded, I appreciated that because it sounded more relatable to me and conversational than maybe a previous one that I'd sound, but it's great.
Any other thoughts? What about you, Sherry?
I've heard people talking about it already, so people are looking forward to having this.
Yeah.
Positive,
Good, yeah. Irene, oh, she's raising her hand. Hi.
Can you hear me?
I think you're muted.
Can't hear you.
No, I'm not muted.
Or do we not have a speaker?
Hang on a sec.
I think the TV's muted.
Right?
Our IT specialist is assisting. On the computer on the bottom right, it has an X. Is that it?
Okay.
Everyone's, I gotta,
Hello?
are you there, Irene?
I am here, yeah,
No.
No, we still can hear you.
and I am
Can you hear
talking,
lips?
That's good.
I am talking, she says.
and I,
Act it out.
One word, sounds like, that's,
Irene, you could also just call me and I'll put you on speaker.
oh, that works.
okay.
Okay, totally problem solving. I
Can't do it right now.
I always have problems with my audio on my computer.
That's mine, I'm typecast for that too. It says it doesn't work. Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
My camera's not attaching. Yeah.
Oh, I've got a bad connection.
Do you want me to call you?
No,
Okay, are you gonna call me?
no,
No?
Your comment isn't that. Type it in the chat.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Wow. No chat.
Not object, no.
I couldn't get my computer to wake up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything on this end.
That's why in person is so wonderful. You can hear all of you.
I remember back in the day before there was Zoom at meetings. It was all in person.
But there were still people who couldn't hear. What is he saying?
Every week for the Board of Health, we met for 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, bye. Okay.
Shall we move on to the next one?
Sure.
And
Yes, okay.
Okay. House plaques?
She's the next person.
She is, me and Irene are the next people for house plaques and the logo options discussion.
town common.
Do we want to, we'll move on to item C for the town common fountain. Who was going to speak about that?
I think Sherry, did you bring it up the first time?
I brought it up and I
And no
haven't done
updates.
anything
Yeah,
more.
Yeah.
We could probably just move that off the agenda for next time, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. And then standing agenda items, any updates for the 250th?
250th anniversary, if you don't have the website where you get updates, you need to get it because there's so much
There's
happening
so
in
much.
Massachusetts. The Knox Trail is going to be traveled. There's a whole bunch. There's a Veterans Legacy Trail that they're creating as well. There's just a ton of stuff going on.
I know DAR is hoping to have some
Yep. Some
stuff on their front lawn.
One of the things that really caught me is that I had no idea that the American Navy was born in Massachusetts, but that would make a great deal of sense since the British ships were all here. And so there's a program out called The Hannah, the Birth of the American Navy in Massachusetts waters. So there's so much that's being put out by the Massachusetts 250th Committee. So if you don't get their website, I highly recommend that you get it to see some of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
I read it and process it and then don't even think to send it to you anymore. I hate to tell you, this life has been extraordinary. Oh, July 4th, the Boston Pops, they're going to have an extra special.
Boston on July 4th is going to be, because that's when the soccer is going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So
And
Steve-
the
That's
ships,
what
the
I
tall,
heard.
and I think the tall ships too, is what I heard.
I haven't seen that anywhere.
And then the July 4th.
Yeah.
But all the residents leave on July 4th, so there's
Well,
holidays.
But it's going to
I'm
be
not
there.
counting that this year.
Right. Boston will be busy for sure.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know what to tell you about that.
Yeah, great. Item B, Railroad Street.
No updates?
Okay. Russell School.
No updates.
Did you skip over the old business?
Yeah, well, so house plaques was me and Irene, and
Oh,
we can't hear Irene, so we were
Waiting on her.
waiting to see if
Okay.
we could fix the sound issues. Which, were we able to fix them?
Do you think they'll be fixed, or should I?
I don't think it's anything on my end.
Irene, can I call you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She's on the phone.
All right, new business, historic preservation deed restrictions.
So I spent half the morning again working on this. I know that in some of the different town laws and stuff that we've seen about historic preservation, that there's always an organization within the town that helps people to get those deed restrictions. And let me tell you, after working on trying to get the deed restrictions for the First Congregational Church, which fell on my shoulders, it's a nightmare. There's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through. Took me weeks to get, and some of it's readily available because all the you can access the town's records for all the sites, and we already know how to do Macris, and they want information from Macris as well. So some of it's easy to get. Deed search, not quite so easy necessarily. So if we're going to go to some kind of deed restriction program, bylaw, whatever, we need to also, as part of that, incorporate some kind of paperwork for people to do. I lucked out because the town's lawyer actually produced a template for me to use to help put this together. And, oh, she's ready. And so that made it really helpful. I just had to go in and fill in the blanks and put in all the different documents that they wanted for doing it. So I just heard today that it's about ready, and the town is going to send it to the state for me, or for the church, which is lovely, because it is really our responsibility to send it into the state. It has to go to Mass Preservation, and they have to approve it, and then the state has to approve a deed restriction as well. So it's not just going down to Hampshire County Courthouse where the deeds are kept and adding this restriction onto your deed. It generally has to get more work done than that. It usually comes with conditions as well, particularly if you're receiving money for it.
It's one of those things that sound like a really great project.
It's a great project.
And then it's challenging.
It is.
It's gonna be a high lift.
Of course, if you're not getting money for it, I'm assuming it's going to be easier. Our issue is getting the CPA funding. But in the future, anybody who gets CPA funding is going to have to go through this, because the town lawyer says the town shouldn't be giving CPA funds without having this happen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for that?
No, I was just kind of, pretty much updating to tell you what it was.
Yeah. Do we, now that Irene showed that her phone was ready, do we want to circle back before I forget? Because that never happens.
She's like, hello?
Anybody?
The challenge today was the lawyer wanted to know why I had permission to sign the
Hello.
What if it's not a historic building?
That would be different. They're not
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I think I have to turn off my,
Oh, no. we're
Oh,
gonna
the
do another
echo.
thing.
I know, the echo's so annoying.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I'm sorry.
We gave it a college row. We'll table the house flags till next meeting.
Okay, bye.
Miss you. I would love some chocolate. A for effort. Demolition delay, back on new business. I was not able to look at that. I
Oh, I think,
apologize.
I did.
Yes. So we're in it right now. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know if we need to go like line by line and look through it, or do we just create like a subcommittee to figure out how to finalize it, or finalize the draft enough to go to the next step.
My recommendation with like big groups is that usually it's more productive to have a subcommittee that's not a quorum that can
Yeah.
work on a draft of an item and then present it to the whole board for approval and addendums, if that makes sense. But that's just my recommendation.
Okay. I can be on that subcommittee.
I can after the first of the year.
Okay.
I
mean, there's
I have
no, yeah.
still more projects
Yes.
that I'm working on for other
Gotcha.
churches.
We sure do.
I can too.
Okay, great. Yeah, so maybe you and I can just work on it. You can use your legalese. Irene, does that sound good? Any feedback?
It sounds great, perfect.
Yeah, she gave her feedback in here too, so.
Top 10 endangered structures? Are we-
Yeah, I was wondering, Mary, if maybe you want to talk about your thoughts
Your perspective on
You
that?
sent an email about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that a good approach would be, I don't know if it's top 10 or whatever, but the list, whatever we come up with of what we think are the most important historic structures, if that was then, we followed that with like an awareness campaign, saying, you know, we'll take each structure and do a little research and put it out on Facebook, or ideally I'd like us to get a history web page for Hadley. You know, there is already a Hadley history page on the Hadley town page, but there's nothing there. So it'd be great if we could build out something like that, but there's always Facebook,
Yeah.
unfortunately, so I thought that,
Other departments do tax. with
Yeah,
different
we could
information,
add
like
more.
Board of Health and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so we could build it out.
we could definitely do that, and I don't mind helping with that as well. But I would think, rather than saying that structures are endangered, we don't personally think they're preserved as well as they could be, which, when it's private, like for Goodwin and Russell, yes, we should weigh in as a town board, but for private property, I would say, like, let's raise awareness for the value of these properties, and hopefully, I don't know if this is all possible, I think a big idea would be to come up with some way to work with CPA funds or get corporate donations to create a fund for people who own historic properties to come to us or some other board that's created and say, you know, I want to keep it looking historic, but I don't have all the money I need to, you know, paint the front a historic color and, you know, put in the many paned windows. And if we could create a fund where people could get help with that, rather than just telling them,
Right.
you're not doing a very good job.
I also wonder,
I know, the front of my house, Alan has to look at it. It really needs to be painted, but we haven't been able to get a good paint estimate in a long time, so, you know, sometimes.
My house is older than your house.
I don't think so.
I wonder too, like, if instead of, like with buildings that are privately owned, like churches or maybe porter shelves or other structures, that if we could engage those leaders
Yeah.
for support with the project if they do want to be acknowledged, you know what I mean?
That
Acknowledged
sounds
on it, as to partnership.
The Board of Health may be under the obligation to do what the church had to do,
Yeah,
and that is put the historic preservation deeds
Yeah.
on them.
I think you, I agree with it about the, being careful about what you call them.
right,
And I think you could just say the most important historical
Yeah.
structures, whether they're endangered or not, okay?
Right.
And of course, if they're historic, they probably are endangered because, you know,
Just
they're old.
the elements.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but it's the language, right?
Yeah,
And the
yeah. So I
framing.
think historical, so, you know, my number one is the 1713 house on West Street,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay? And the other two porter houses,
yeah.
which are privately owned. And,
Yeah, not everyone shares our love of history, so let's try to share it with people and, you know.
well, if there's some
tell-
way of keeping the houses looking good, from the
Yeah.
outside at least, you know, I'm sure that
I
the
think
owners
come
are
up with
interested in that.
stories about the people who lived in the houses and just present it in a way that, you know, people will be engaged with and, you know,
I think,
can't make anyone do anything, but
I think West Street would be a priority.
absolutely.
I know a lot of the houses that I did research on from out of Mackless, they've become apartment buildings on Bay Road there, and just tons of better apartment buildings now.
I
Yeah,
mean, you did the West Street book and the driving tour, so that's kind of part of the
Yeah.
whole,
yeah.
you know, making the
Done a
public
ton of
aware of it.
research.
But you could do, I mean, the idea of maybe a Facebook thing, every now and then saying, you know, featuring one of our most,
Yeah.
our important buildings, a little history about it.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to say anything
Quarterly
about,
feature article or,
Historically.
I mean, I'd like to say monthly, but
I know.
that'd be a lot of work. But if they're West Street, we already have a lot.
it's a, exactly, so, I mean, the West Street book already talks about the
Yeah,
importance of
share
these
some
houses.
pictures and stories about the owners or builders.
It wouldn't hurt to push that a little bit more into people's,
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of great history in this town, and every time somebody posts something, people seem to really engage, but they just don't know it. You know, like it seems all new to them, which is,
Yeah.
you know, let's tell them.
Well, just the book could get a bigger presence on Facebook as well. Because
Yeah.
somebody did email me and ask me where they could be purchased. So.
Yeah, someone just asked them.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could actually, think about it, I mean, there's probably, what, 50 houses on West Street that are in the book?
I ended up putting them all in.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
like 80.
there's dozens of them, okay?
Yeah,
Some are more historic than others.
yeah,
But you could crib what's already in the book, take out and just each one have its own little day.
yeah.
Or, on the Facebook. Today we're featuring this one, and then the next
Yeah.
one. You're not you're not really singling anybody out. You're
Right.
just highlighting,
Yeah.
especially the older ones.
Also, this is sort of a side tangent, but I don't know, if Alan, since you're here, my mom was talking about doing, I think in the 70s or 80s, she would take oral histories. There was a whole group doing it. I don't know if it was a historical society or the Grange, but I don't know if you guys have that.
Oral history, what?
The old folks in town.
Dorothy
Yeah,
Russell.
we have,
She probably was in charge of it.
I'm sure.
there are old DVD, VHS that we have several of.
We're in, like,
It's not just
the
about
mills.
houses, though. It's
No,
about,
I mean, my mom interviewed some, people in
Yeah, I don't-
Rockland
yeah.
with great stories.
They did do
That
that.
would be a good resource if we knew where it was.
they might be up in Hadley Media.
Could be.
In
But
fact,
I
I
think
think
it's mostly
they
just
might have a
written
collection of them up
with
there
handwritten
somewhere.
stuff.
Yeah.
We also did that for Mrs. Misalski in history class. I put somebody down.
Right, yes, it was like a fourth or
Amazing
fifth grade
stories.
project
Yeah.
that we had back in the day.
It seems scary at this time, like, you have to go talk to this old lady.
My brother's whole thing is Dorothy Russell talked about when electricity and plumbing, like when it was put in their house,
That's amazing.
right? Like, so wild.
Yes, I've recently learned more about the well under my house.
Oh, you have one too, huh?
I don't enjoy it at all.
Uh-uh.
But we're going to address it.
Oh, man.
They just built something over it
Yep.
and then, we won't use the well anymore.
Yeah, but it's still there. Yeah, and there's no claims filed.
Yeah, well, so we're gonna drain it. Anyway, fun of old houses.
So how do you want to create this list?
That's the thing we were supposed to talk about today.
Right.
But this was just framing.
We all do different parts of town. We can all
Yeah.
pick a couple of the ones
Yeah.
from what we did. that
Yeah,
we
that's a
think-
good idea.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, it's like
5.
mostly West Street, but the Ben Smith Tavern is.
Yeah, and I had no Hadley.
There's good stuff.
Yeah.
I saw something on Hadley Media, and somebody talking about going to school in the North Hadley. It was like a 1970s video, it's amazing.
The Russells,
The North Hadley.
sisters went there. And I remember,
The lake was great.
Midge Pratt, who was the middle sister, or was she the baby? It doesn't matter, because there was Velma too. It was Dottie, Velma, and Midge, and I remember her, but I remember them talking about going to that, and when she was still the librarian up there,
Yeah, that, I mean,
like.
we're not that far from people who talk to people who knew some really
Yeah.
cool stuff.
So Irene has something to say.
Oh, wonderful.
I bailed out of the video.
Okay.
There's no chat on the Zoom. I couldn't find the chat to type in my comments, but, so for the house project, probably about a year and a half ago, I downloaded the Macros database. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I have it open right now.
Oh, okay. And that identifies the houses that are 100 years old or more by sort of like 50-year periods, going back to the 1600s. So that's one thing. We have a list, but I just noted that a lot of them are already on the National Registry, which I thought was a high proportion of the number of homes to me. But I don't, I'm not an expert on this, so maybe somebody can look at that.
They did it by neighborhoods, didn't they? Like the downtown
If you
district.
go by, I can sort it by street as well, yeah. So So this file is up in Google Drive, and we can use it to assemble a list of the properties that we would be interested in. And also, if that NRGIS, I think designation tag is accurate and it is National Historic, Register, on the National Register, we have a lot of buildings and properties that are on it.
Yeah.
Well, they're not individually on it, they're on it as part of the district.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what that really means, Alan, but that's, obviously a good point. I don't know.
No, it's an important designation, but it's not like,
It's, okay.
yeah, it has no legal standing.
Right.
Well, yeah, the National Register doesn't, but there's still a lot of them, more than I would have thought, on it that are, older homes. So, anyway, it's a place to start, data-wise, to assemble a list of properties to look at and then determine, okay, is this something that needs to be saved, or, something that the demolition bylaw should apply to.
Right.
But this is also, a lot of, just a lot of communication and education about what this whole bylaw means and how it will work. So,
It would not be easy.
it will not be easy. It will not be easy, especially after we just went through the override.
Right, I mean, you have a 2/3 vote for bylaw, so,
Yeah, that's a hard sell.
yeah.
Your easier sell will be the signs.
Yeah, the box will be.
Yes. And so about the signs, I'm sorry, I haven't made much progress on it. I do want to get 3 local bids or quotes for the signs, because the only ones that I've gotten that are reasonable are on Etsy, and I don't feel like putting out a survey on the town with Etsy quotes.
Yeah, I did find a business in New Jersey, that started as a family shop, which isn't local and not ideal. I as well want to continue looking, but their prices were not outrageous.
Okay.
But that's what I was able to, I found one in New Jersey and one in Pennsylvania today, but, I'm gonna keep looking too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so there aren't sign makers in North New England?
Ask people like Welsh if he'd be interested in.
Yeah, there's committees of them,
Yeah.
but they're expensive.
Right,
Yeah.
so that's the challenge.
But
Yeah,
if
I mean,
someone in town
the
is
cheapest,
interested, they might
I was
not.
thinking about making one for my house,
Yeah,
okay? And the cheapest one I found was actually Amherst Copy. They'll make you a plastic one.
Do you know
Okay.
who made the
Yes.
ones for, the Brown House near ours, the big Brown House has one, and Clancy's?
You mean the Clark Tavern?
They have their own
Yeah,
nice
Yeah.
assortment, and Koshers have one
Yep.
that are nice.
Do you know?
well, those,
Where they
I could ask him, but I'm sure he won't remember.
Yeah.
It was
I was
50
just
years ago.
curious.
But Irene, remember I gave you the file that we had in the Historical Society about the sign project from the 70s? Do you hear me? Irene?
Yeah, they cost $15 back then.
Yeah. I did find something else about the house signs. This is from '82. And it says, I'll just read it to you. It says, almost 90 house signs have been made for Hadley homes. At present, the signs span the years between 1745 and 1969. So 1969 is pretty modern. Does your house need a sign? Do you need help in determining the date? The signs were prepared by society members, and the numerals are painted by Mary Hitchcock of Lawrence Plain Road. For further information, contact Dot Russell. So, for whatever that's worth.
Maybe we could get a medium.
And we have
She knows everything we need to
No.
You still have 15 of the signs.
Yes, and you gave me
Would you-
one of them.
Yeah, you can have the rest of them if you think will be helpful.
Well, that's what I was,
No, I don't. I think we need to upgrade them, to be honest with you. They were,
Hand painted.
they're fine for what they were back in the 70s after the bicentennial, but, I think that, I thought the idea of this was to upgrade them.
You mean the look of them or the materials?
I think both.
The lifespan.
Well, I don't see it, and that was one of the questions early on, because the first people that did give me very expensive, like $200 a sign quote, were, a substrate instead of wood, because wood would deteriorate. But, these things have been hanging around since the 70s, so we're on 50 years now. With the ones that were out there, but they're still, I think we wanted to upgrade them, the look and the look. And there are some nice ones on West Street. There's the one on the corner, I think it's 2 West Street.
The lock house?
The Lock House,
Yeah.
that's a nice looking sign. And I don't know, is the Holly Hobby, does that have one?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think so. We
Okay,
should
but
ask
then the oldest house in Hadley has one.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything on that, but, so that's where we are, just trying to find a reliable, source, so that with a reliable quote that we can go and do a survey to the town about, and start marketing the idea of upgrading your sign, or if you've now qualified because you're 100 years old, you can get a sign.
yeah. I think it's great.
But it's been a little frustrating because, the ones that are coming in are very expensive.
Right.
And, and if that's what it is, that's what it is. We can survey the town and see if people want to.
Irene, can I ask you, what's the range?
Sorry?
What's the price range that you're looking at?
Well, it's like upward, around $200.
And I
think
it's,
that's a lot for Hadley.
right, I feel like the majority of people, like, especially with the economy right now and,
Yeah.
and things, like, most people might be like fine for 50 or 75, but I think anything more than that, I think the likelihood of getting like a high capture rate would not be probable. So,
It's too bad, but that's the economic situation we're in,
Yeah.
going into the semi-quintessential, whatever it's called, the 250th. It's such a big event, so.
yep.
But we can get this done. I mean, once we, once we have a quote, I think we can, march this through pretty quickly with a survey and some, social media marketing and, I don't think that's going to take a long time. And it doesn't have to be done by the 4th of July.
Right. Yeah. It's doable. I think we're finally
It is doable. It's very doable.
I think we're finally getting some traction.
So if anybody has any other ideas for, sources that can produce
Yeah,
these things.
I was gonna email you earlier today, and then I was like, we'll just talk about it here, but I'll email you tomorrow.
Thank you. That's great. That's great. And, and I'm sorry I can't be there. I was really bummed out, but, company happens.
That's okay.
But I'm glad I was
Thank
able
you.
to jump on, because I was like, I can't miss this meeting.
Thank you.
And I'm super interested in Cher, her book.
Oh my
gosh.
Me too.
Oh my, I've been wondering about this since I moved here and landed on West Street with a history.
My mom used to talk.
Oh my God, it's like, how did all this happen and where did all those people go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fascinating. And I wanted to point out, I just saw this documentary on PBS a couple of nights ago on the Mayflower Compact. And absolutely fabulous if you have the chance to see it.
I'm watching Ken Burns right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're missing it right now.
So those are my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, so I think back to the most important structures or whatever we're going to talk about. How do we determine? Oh, so we're all going to pick 5 and then come back to the next meeting and figure that out.
And like 5 in the area that we mapped?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that sounds good.
great.
Right. And I think the social media idea is a good idea. I'm happy to look into creating one. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Social media about what, Courtney?
Oh,
About the 250th?
well,
Not specifically.
not specifically, just having a commission social media
Oh,
page.
yes.
And Mary was suggesting that we could go through and feature some structures in Hadley just to
Highlight
educate.
the historic importance.
Yes, highlight them for historical importance and just get people more interested in learning
It's
about
setting
it.
the groundwork
Got it.
for
Got it.
coming
Perfect.
up with a
Yep.
bylaw
Yes.
for the.
Yeah.
For Sherry
It's
said-
education and messaging, right? To
Yeah.
create public
We did need
awareness,
to
to
do
get
that first.
engagement.
Before we try to.
Yeah, you're not lobbying for anything, you're educating people about.
Right,
it.
exactly.
Exactly.
People tend to find out that they care about historic structures after they're torn down.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, I loved that
I
building.
know, exactly. Yeah, totally.
It's too late, sorry.
Okay.
Related to that, the
Alright.
preservation
Cool.
plan that you guys worked on? Where's that?
We pulled a couple things from it and the most important structures and also the bylaw were some of the
Oh, okay,
pieces
so,
that we pulled out.
so
of
that report does address more, these things, okay.
Yes, have you seen it? I
No.
can send you the link. Okay.
It's a draft or is it final?
It's final.
Did you guys have to say, yep, we like it?
Yep, there was a little bit of back and forth.
Yeah, okay.
Yep,
But it's out there. Yeah, I'd
Yep.
love to, could you send me the link?
yes, I will send it to you. Perfect.
Is that on the website or do we want it on the town site?
So I'm working on that. I need to connect with Jennifer Sanders James to figure out how to upload it because I guess it's a little complicated.
Okay.
But yes, the plan is to put it up on the website.
Yeah, good.
Great.
So, any new business not brought before the commission prior to the agenda being posted? I just wanted to mention that Dragon's going to be going to the select board meeting on Wednesday.
Which is not posted.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
supposed to get that. Is it not
It
posted?
hasn't been
As of
posted?
today, earlier today, it was not posted.
Well,
There
if
was
it
no meeting
is-
for November 19th when I.
If it is posted,
Then I'm
Dragon's
going,
gonna,
right, yeah.
Dragon's gonna present the use of the common doc that we worked on, to hopefully move that forward.
Good.
I have to be there for something else, so.
Okay.
More support.
Anything else? Any new business?
I have this bag of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what anyone wants to do with it. I took pictures of the front of some things that were interesting and can send that around, or someone else can take a look through
We
it.
can look through
I
it.
suspect that the Historical Society has copies of everything that's in.
What's that? The stuff from your attic?
No, it's from Peg Tudrin's attic.
Oh,
Kathy Tudrin handed it to me and she said, "You're on the commission right here." And I was like,
I love
we don't have any
Tudrin
paper
girls.
on the commission that I know of.
Right.
So I figured,
Yeah, and there's no meeting.
Would you like me to take it and create a directory of what's in there?
if you'd like to do
I'm
that.
not going to do it immediately, but
Yeah, we can also look through it. But I think, maybe we should close out the meeting first.
Yep, so next meeting, December 15th, and then in person, does that work for everybody? I really enjoyed tonight. Alan, thank you so much for
Yes,
coming.
you too. And then the next one would be January 19th, which is Martin Luther King Day. So we'll have to we will have to change that because
Yeah.
it's a federal holiday.
Correct.
Right, so December 15th.
Yep. December 15th, and then so can we do January 12th instead? Does
I
January-
probably cannot.
Okay,
I could.
I'm having mouth surgery, so I know that my eyes are gonna be black, my face is gonna be all swollen, I'm not.
So you're gonna
Not be on
rest at
screen.
home.
do we want to do like Tuesday the 20th?
Tuesdays are challenging just because, and here, they're gonna have the Friends of the Hadley Public Library at 7.
Okay.
Okay, so. that's my
Alex recommended that we go to the senior center moving forward.
Because he has,
After this week, I mean, our next meeting's gonna be the senior center, is still here.
I think so, yeah, yeah.
I think,
I'll make whatever work.
So, okay.
sometime that week, except Tuesday.
Wednesday the 21st?
I should be presentable, hopefully I'll be a week out from that.
What about the 21st?
Wednesday, the 21st at 7 o'clock I could do.
Okay. Is that okay?
I
Irene?
may not, I don't know, I have to, I know I have a trip to California and I don't know what day I'm coming back.
Well, if we do a hybrid,
I might be able to join in by,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I will make every effort, yeah.
okay, great.
Or you can just enjoy your trip, you know.
Yeah, or that too. All right,
Okay, thank you.
all right, so motion to adjourn?
Yes.
All right, meeting is ended.